Talking on the radio is an important part of flying IFR, and for some pilots, it's the first time they really spend a lot of time communicating with air traffic control. The main idea is to anticipate what you're going to hear from ATC. Then, think before you key the mic. If you know what you're likely to hear, it's much easier to understand ATC's instructions. Those are the essentials of what to do. Now let's consider what not to do. There are a few things that can instantly make you sound less professional on the radio and potentially lead to safety issues. These phrases should not be in your aviation vocabulary. Number 1. Avoid the phrase, "with you." If you're flying cross-country, you'll get switched to a new controller every so often. Sometimes it's a new approach control or center. Sometimes it's a new sector in the same facility. Regardless, a check-in should be short and sweet. Cincinnati approach, Cessna 53417, 4000. There's no need to say, "with you at 4000. It seems like a small thing, but it's wasted airtime, and most controllers don't like it. Number 2, the response, "Roger," is not a readback. If ATC clears you for something, they usually expect a readback of that clearance, just to make sure both sides understand what's about to happen. If ATC says, "Cessna 53417, turn left heading 170, cleared for the ILS runway 14 approach at Republic Airport," they want to know that you heard each part of that. In fact, it's required that you read back the essential parts, including altitude. "Roger" is going to get you chewed out. Number 3, avoid starting every transmission with "ah" or "and," as if it adds some airline captain quality to the remarks that follow. Don't do it. Again, airtime is valuable. Number 4, avoid giving too much information up front. Say you're checking in with a new center controller and you have a request, maybe a new route and altitude you'd like to fly. You shouldn't be shy about asking for what you want, but don't put all that information in your initial transmission. The controller may have his hands full with another situation, or he may be waiting for you to enter his airspace. Keep the initial check-in brief. Then, when the controller has replied and you sense there's a moment for discussion, explain your new plan. If you're not sure, just say "Center Cessna 53417 with request." Then the controller knows you have more to say and can reply when he's ready. Number 5, don't give stand-up comedy on guard frequency. It's a great idea to monitor 121.5 on your second comm radio in cruise. You can assist other pilots who miss a frequency change, listen for ELTs, and be prepared in case ATC needs to get a hold of you in an emergency. Number 6, refrain from referencing IFR fixes at a non-towered airport. This is a temptation when you're flying an instrument approach to a non-towered airport with VFR conditions. But it's a bad idea. Imagine if you're a 15-hour student pilot on your first solo when you hear "Stevens County traffic, Learjet 123 Lima Juliet's at KWIPS on the RNAV approach." You have no idea what an RNAV approach is, much less where KWIPS is. It's a meaningless position report to a VFR pilot. Much better to say, "Stevens County traffic, Learjet 123 Lima Juliet's 5 miles northeast, straight in on the approach for runway 26. When you transition from IFR to VFR, make sure your communications transition too. Number 7, don't use the phrase "any traffic in the area, please advise." Certainly the worst of the 7. This one is arrogant. You often hear it when the airplane switches from approach to CTAF at a non-towered airport. But if you want to get an idea of the traffic flow, listen to CTAF on your number 2 comm radio before switching over, or just listen for a minute before announcing your intentions. This takes up far less time and is much more considerate. It's not the responsibility of others in the pattern to announce their position every time a new airplane gets close. In the end, being a pro on the radio means being clear and concise. Say everything you need to say, but no more.